Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 183, the Tokyo number 2 colony part 3. Last we left off, Hakari was going up against Charles Bernard, a manga artist from a French descent. They really got into it. We learned his cursed technique is basically he puts a panel on you and he can see a certain amount of time into the future. Not that substantial, maybe 1 or 2 minutes into the future of your particular actions. And at that point during the battle, Hakari stopped fucking around and just activated his domain. Because he's done playing this stupid ass game. So we are getting basically the rules of the domain downloaded straight into Charles's mind, and his cursed technique is a Pachinko fucking gambling machine game. I had to read this a couple times over because
this was one of those.
This was one of those where literally there's a 2-page spread where it's a pretty epic info dump of how it works. I don't know much about Pachinko, so this was just kind of like stuck on me for a minute. I really had to embrace what was happening here. But the way I understand it is that Hakari, so to speak, pulls the lever on the Pachinko machine, and he gets 2 of the characters that are on it. It's kind of like, when you pull like a jackpot machine and you got to match 3. So he gets 2, and that activates the condition known as Richi, which sends them into a certain scenario. And the scenario is based off of a manga, apparently, because Pachinko machines are apparently themed, I guess. Themed slot machines.
In Japan, they're very themed.
Correct. Yeah, in Japan, they're themed slot machines. So what happens is they get teleported into the scenario. For example, the first one they get into is this guy who's late for work. And if he can make it past the turnstile on time, then that's a jackpot for Hakari. And if not, then what happens is it just resets to the beginning. And Charles has an opportunity to attack. He has to defeat Hakari before he can pull the lever again, so to speak, to activate the domain again. And there are tiers of, results that come from the fucking pulling of the lever. There are the doors that show up, the green, red, and gold. Each of them have an increasingly higher chance of success, a higher chance of jackpot than the other. So it'd be green as the around 20 to 40%. Red has about like a 60% or something, and gold is pretty damn close to 80 or so. So the first one was a red one, so it was kind of like a mid-tier door. It could have gone either way. It was basically a 50-50 shot. The gold is an 80% chance of a fucking jackpot. So the gold doors appear, and that's not looking good for Charles, as he's failed to defeat Hakari before he could activate the next phase of the domain. A new Richi shows up. They end up in a scenario. And now, I guess, like, during this scenario, Charles Bernard also has the opportunity to kill Hakari before, kill Hakari before the scenario plays out. And Hakari has to kind of like stop him from doing that. He's able to attack as well. So in this scenario, it's basically this dude and this girl are departing, I guess after a date or something. And the girl's about to take the train. And the chance that they have to take is that if the girl gets on the platform, gets on the train, then Hakari loses. But if she stays behind with the guy, he wins in this scenario. And I hope I'm explaining this right, because this is hard for me to get through. So in the meantime, while they wait for this result to occur, Charles is just basically like feigning off his attacks and looking for a good opportunity to attack. Right as the train passes, he doesn't see the girl, so he strikes Hakari, stabbing him through the side, assuming that he'd won. Assuming that not that he'd won, but Hakari lost the opportunity. Like it didn't come up as a jackpot. So at that point, Hakari's down. Charles is like, if this was a game of skill instead of luck, you might have won, don't you think? And then he turns around and you see the visage of the guy and the lady who actually didn't get on the train. She ran around over to the other side of the train station, and she says, I missed the last train. And at that point, Hakari...
Slice of life. Yeah. Fucking mangas. I've literally read ones like this, and it's like, this is a pretty serious moment. I'm not gonna lie. This is like, oh, she didn't fucking
Yay! Yeah. At that opportunity, Hakari now has a jackpot. So he strikes Charles so hard that he breaks the G-Pen spear. I guess like whenever he gets a jackpot, he gets that much stronger. Like he gets like a boost in stats, I guess. He kicks Charles directly in his face, and he says, "Wrong. I use skill to grab a hold of luck." And that's where this chapter ends. I hope I nailed it. I hope I understood it.
Good job.
This was me just trying to like distill it down to the simplest idea I can, so that I could do this podcast. so I could explain this to y'all. And I hope that this made sense, because that's how I understood it. So that was the end of the chapter. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I was super perplexed, man. I didn't know what to think about this for a while. After I read it for the third fucking time, I basically told myself that it's okay for it to be something that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I'm thrown off because this doesn't particularly seem incredibly powerful. Mm-hmm. I guess I can understand. I mean, the issue is that this manga kid, this square who we don't really know much about, he's not really a great person to scale Hakari to. We already know that he's considered on the same level, right, as Okotsu and kinda also the teacher. What's his name?
Yeah, Gojo.
Yeah, they're all three of them are supposed to be around the same level, with Gojo just having the kind of a clear edge because of his can't touch me ability.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really impressed by what I'm seeing, but this is Jujutsu Kaisen, and he has earned some creativity credit in my book. So I want to see it applied in more situations. I mean, he's not going to... I don't think it's going to be the same exact scenario every time, right? But aside from that, let me just talk about what I've seen in of itself. I think when he says that I use skill to grab a hold of luck, I don't know if he's going to break that down further in the next chapter, but the way I see it is that he looks at it like I'm a really strong person in general, so I'm able to survive long enough to go for enough roles. Like, you know what I mean? Like I know I'm gonna hit it eventually because I'm gonna survive long enough. So it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Especially against a punk ass sorcerer like this, like Manga Boy.
Yeah, he does say that he's never made it. He's never gone past 30 times, whether he was going all out or taking it easy. So there is some truth to that. Like, he's never had to do the thing more than 30 times.
Right, and I think that's just a testament of, like, it's not that it couldn't. I don't think he's saying that it's impossible because of how strong he is. I think he's just saying that, like, it's bound to happen. There's a very high chance it's going to happen before 30 times, you know? So, and that's 30th is probably the longest it had been. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of reference, like to say, like, I'm that guy. I'll fuck you up without this ability, then get my shit in and really smoke you. Mm-hmm. How about that? So, I don't know. I still think the fucking train doors are whack. I don't really get it. I'm not sold on it. I need to see him fight a little bit more. So I think that it kind of overall weakened this issue for me and this experience so far, but I don't think it's over. It looks like it's over. But we'll see.
Brian, what did you think?
I was a little confused with this chapter as well.
I think a lot of people were, honestly.
So I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. This does feel like a very Japan heavy chapter, though. Like this is like Japan culture. No, like what I'm saying is like this is Japanese culture kind of thing. You know, like Pachinko is not popular at all. Well, not as popular in the States. Like it's very big in Japan. Pachinko's like Konami is notably a pachinko company. Before, like, even though they made Metal Gear Solid and all that shit, they make most of their money from pachinkos. So you kind of have to understand pachinkos to understand how this thing works, I guess. But I don't know. Kind of hope it's similar, like Josh is saying. I hope it's like his domain is like gambling catered to the person who he's playing against or he's in the domain against. So for him, since he's a mangaka, it would be like scenario based gambling, you know? But what if it's like he's fighting an American and there's like poker or some shit, you know? It's like a poker domain. I don't know, I think that would be cool if it's just gambling and different types of games, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Were those all your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah. The
all
confusion of his domain kind of took away from the chapter for me, like Josh. So
yeah, I respect that. This was my really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
And I'll tell you why. At first, I was right there with you guys. I was like, man, this is weird. My first thought was like, well, we've officially, Jujutsu Kaisen has officially become Hunter x Hunter, where we're just getting like overly complicated power systems. But you know what?
Fuck that. This shit, I'm sorry, Chris. This shit is Yu-Gi-Oh, my nigga. This is beyond Hunter x Hunter. Maybe I need to read more in the manga, but from what I watch in the anime, ain't nothing is as in-depth as that.
No, yeah. I mean, here's the thing, though. But where I was going with it is just like, well, to be fair, it's mostly because we don't know anything about Pachinko. So that's why this feels weird to us. I feel like maybe in Japan people are like, fuck yeah, Pachinko. Or at least they have a better understanding of the rules for the most part. Like they understand how Pachinko machines work. But yeah, I was also like, man, I didn't expect this out of Hakari. But you know what? This is very consistent with Jujutsu Kaisen. Like domains, it's funny with the thing about domains is that I keep forgetting that they're not supposed to be these end all be all things. That they're not this final attack Kamehameha, special move. So, I appreciated that. The more I read and the more I started to understand, at least to the best of my knowledge, understand the ability, the more I appreciated it and the funnier I thought it was. I'm just like, we're just playing out this slice of life romance story out while there's a fucking battle in the background. It's a lot of fun, and I think there is a special, like Brian mentioned, I feel like there's a special jab that this Pachinko machine is based off of a manga that Charles really liked. So maybe it is variable from person to person, the kind of game that you get to play. I feel like the fact that it was a manga was like deliberate for against Charles. But yeah, I liked it. I had a good time reading it. You know what I mean? Like Jujutsu Kaisen, every now and then I'm just like, wow, this is a lot of words to explain this power.
The first couple pages, right?
Yeah, the first.
Responded, "Don't give me this fucking info dump."
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? Like once I got over the initial, like, come on, I actually like read it.
Yeah.
For the purposes of this podcast, pretty much. I don't think I would have done it over if I didn't have to explain it in 2 days. But yeah, once I read it over, I was like, all right, this is kind of funny. And feels like very on brand with Hakari. He seems to very much be comfortable in this ability. And I don't think this battle's over, because Charles's eyes are still around. You know, like he's not dead. He's just like shocked that he just got rocked in his face. So yeah, who knows? And maybe he's just like fucking with him. I don't know. Maybe I just have an affinity for Hakari. I just like the guy. He's just like very fun to me.
I mean, I don't think he's whack or nothing like that. I just want to see. I want to see more.
Yeah, I would like to think that there's probably more to this. I feel like there's more to both of their abilities.
I feel like every time we learn more about Hakari's fucking curse technique, we end up with more questions every single fucking time.
Yeah, we thought his powers
Like-
we thought his powers had
Like
to
he
do with
uses-
transit.
When he uses his doors the first time, we're like, wait, what the fuck? No explanation. He
Yeah.
uses this domain expansion, which literally tells us what it does, and we're still like, what the fuck?
To be fair, there's a cultural gap there that we don't get because we don't play Pachinko. But I just might have to after this.
That's I was gonna say. I think. All right. Do you guys remember like getting those little like plastic toys like from birthday parties or stuff? Like little when you would get like I don't know. You ever got like a gift like a little goodie bag and it had those little toys in it?
Mm-hmm.
One of them like this thing where you would shoot like it had the little silver balls in there and you would like press a button and shoot them up and try to get it dropped into certain spots.
Yeah.
I think that's what Pachinko is.
Pachinko's a slot machine.
I pulled it up. I mean,
You sure? I don't know. I actually
There's-
don't know.
like shoot like trying to get the balls to go to a certain spot. I mean, this is a picture of one. It's a really
Yeah, but their video
Yeah, let's-
Pachinko's too.
Pachinko
Yeah.
machine.
Well, I don't
Their
know.
video Pachinko's as well.
Should have did more research. I dropped the ball.
So did I, dude. Hey.
Oh, is that a pun? Because it's Pachinko? Right? I think so. I don't know if it's a pun. That's what I think the game is. Look, it says Pachinko. All right, Wikipedia is a type of mechanical game originated in Japan that is used as a form of recreational arcade. Okay, whatever. All right, basics of Pachinko. Put money in the machine, cash only, on the left side. Press the play button, marked Japanese words. Turn the round lever, which will let metal balls shoot out. Continuously hold it so balls will keep shooting out. Aim the balls for the upper left area of the Pachinko board. And that's all it says here for the basics of Pachinko.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's what.
Expand on this.
No, I think it makes sense. Like I mentioned earlier, this kind of like there's an initiation the level, the lever he has to pull. He throws a ball. There's red, green, and gold balls. So maybe that's what he's talking about. And then it turns into a door or something.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to these pages.
Anyway, that.
Oh, guys, in the comments, break it down.
Yeah. If anybody can help us out, that would be cool.
I'm a see y'all.
That would be cool. If anybody can explain Hakari's ability with relatively ease, that would be super cool. Please comment below, and we'll give you a thank you.
City
Say
at Gmail.
or you can email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com. Either way, works for us.
NewJumpCityPod at gmail.com.
Yeah, but that's all I really got to say about Jujutsu Kaisen. I thought it was very fun. It was my favorite. Like, despite the fact that I felt like I had to read it over, the more I read it, the more I enjoyed reading it over. You know what I mean? Like just trying to put together the pieces of the puzzle. But that was just my own experience, I guess.